Welcome to Genki 2, Lesson 13, Grammar Point 1. In this lesson, which is the very first lesson of the Genki 2 textbook in the series, you learn how to work with potential verbs. So potential verbs express that a person has a particular ability or that a particular action is possible. And this is expressed through a verb conjugation, not through the addition of words to the verbs. As usual, the conjugation rules differ depending on which category of verb you are using. So for the root verbs, unlike what we usually do, which is to just drop the final ru, what we do for potential verbs is you drop the final u sound, hold on to that r consonant, and then add rareru to the end of the word. So taberu becomes taberareru, can eat, or is able to eat. Neru becomes nerareru. Miru would become mirareru, okiru, okirareru, etc. An interesting thing to note here is that this rareru form of root verbs is also the same way that you form a passive verb. So it's a good thing to know now. Excuse me. It'll also be a good thing to know in the future. In casual conversation, there has been a growing tendency for people to drop the da of the rareru ending when conjugating root verbs into their potential form. This better mimics how the u verbs are conjugated. That's called the da nuki. Nuki means to drop or to take out. So you will hear in casual conversations or situations tabereru, nereru, okireru, mireru. The Genki textbook points out that it is considered a substandard form. I would not use this form in a formal conversation or in writing that was more formal than, say, a text message to a friend. In that case, you should use the rareru ending, but you will come across it, and it is becoming more and more accepted. So for u verbs, the conjugation, again, you drop the final u, retain a consonant if there is one, and then add eru. So kau, drop the u, add eru, becomes kaeru, can buy. Kaku becomes kakeru, can write. Hanasu, hanaseru, can speak. Matsu, materu, can wait. And of course the other ones, yomu would become yomeru, kairu, to go home would become kaireru, etc. And so you can see with the casual forms, tabereru is closer to hanaseru than taberareru would be, which is why that casual form is developing. The irregular verbs in the potential form are quite irregular. Suru becomes a completely different verb. Suru becomes dekiru. Okay, so that is something important to remember. And kuru in its potential form is korareru. This also is the passive form of the verb kuru. Once you have your verb in a potential form, everything conjugates just like a root verb. So if we take korareru as our example, koraremasu, koraremasen, koraremashita, koraremasen deshita. If you want to conjugate it into short forms, korareru, korarenai, korareta, korarenakata. So that part is standard and familiar to you. Particles, some particles shift or can shift when you are working with potential verbs. So direct objects that are marked with O in a sentence with a potential verb can be marked with either O or ga. So kohi o nomu could also be kohi o nomeru or kohi ga nomeru. With the potential form of suru, which is dekiru, direct objects are always marked with ga, and o is considered substandard. So, テニスができる, 勉強ができる, things like that. All the other particles stay the same. So, ni, de, e, anything else you're using, there is no change. You continue to use those particles as you would with any other type of verb. So that's it for grammar point 1 of lesson 13. Make sure that you read through the grammar point in the Genki textbook and that you take the short quiz up on my courses. And I'll see you in class.